So your ferret escaped outdoors. What do you do? Today I want to talk about the steps to go about rescuing a ferret that has escaped outdoors. Ferrets are very inquisitive and love to explore, even if that means getting into trouble, including escaping to the outdoors. How do I know this? Because it actually happened to us once. And I've seen many people online post that they lost their ferrets outdoors as well. Before I talk about the steps you would use to finding a lost ferret, I'm going to talk about our story and what happened to us. At the time, we had our first ferret, Dobby, who since then has passed away, as well as Winky. And when we were home and not asleep, we let them free roam in our bedroom as well as the master bathroom. Our bedroom doorway had a large gap underneath the door, which they could easily squeeze out and escape through. When ferret-proofing that gap, we made a huge mistake. We started with one of these expandable shower curtains. We wanted to use this just to block the gap underneath the door, but this was actually too skinny and they could still squeeze out between either the door in this or the ground in this. Our mistake was wrapping this with foam pipe insulation, which I can insert a picture up here of what it is. Basically, it's like a skinnier version of a pool noodle. It definitely filled the gap and actually worked for a few months. Our major mistake was leaving any type of foam material near where the ferrets could get to it. Ferrets can easily chew off a piece of foam, swallow it, and end up with a blockage. This in turn can actually kill them. Luckily, our ferrets never got a blockage from this, but Dobby did end up escaping through it. He basically chewed away enough of the pieces so that he could squeeze out and escape. At this time, we hit a cat door because Midnight was an indoor-outdoor cat and we wanted him to be able to come and go as he pleased. And, of course, all the places that Dobby could go, that's where he went and escaped right to the outside. He literally had to pass through our living room, the dining room, and then through the laundry room to the back door that had the cat door on it. It's not like the cat door was just dangling in front of his face, screaming, "Exit." When we realized he was missing from the bedroom, we noticed the little foam pieces all around in the gap there, so we searched the rest of the house for him, and we couldn't find him. We checked the cat door. We opened that back door and realized there were little ferret paw prints through the snow leading down our deck stairs. Because of course he had to escape in the middle of a snowstorm in Michigan with below freezing weather. So panic set in and we tried following his tracks, but at some point we kind of lost the tracks and could not figure out where he went. So what did we do to find him? We did quite a few things, including following steps that our local ferret rescue suggested, because they actually assisted many other people in finding their lost ferrets. We also took advice from people online who had lost their ferrets outside and found them successfully as well. Make sure to stay to the end of the video where I put the tip that actually got us our Dobby back, as well as a bonus tip after that. The first step, search thoroughly. I would still start with inside the home. I've seen many people post online that they lost their ferret, assumed they escaped to the outdoors, and either later that day or even a few days later, found their ferret hiding somewhere in the house. Sometimes they just find a new place to sleep or to hide, somewhere like maybe underneath the couch. They can get underneath your bed box spring and actually tear a hole in that cloth and hide in there. I know that from personal experience. And sometimes they can actually get caught inside walls if there was a hole somewhere, or even in your heat vents. Once you're pretty sure they're not anywhere in the house, then you can start searching outdoors and make sure you're very thorough. Check under your deck if you have a deck. Make sure you're checking in and around like different kind of shrubbery. They may be hiding in maybe a large plant. All right, step 2, and this may not work for everyone. But while searching both in the home and outside the home, try using like a squeaker toy or something else that your ferret responds to and usually comes to. Step 3, if you still can't find them, you want to make sure your ferret knows that this is their home. Ferrets don't have a great sense of direction and can't always figure out where home is if they went too far, like a dog or a cat may be able to. Start by putting a crate outside, something that they can easily get into and out to, so you don't want something that they have to like climb to get into like a door. Then grab a bed from their cage. Don't use a new bed that's been recently washed, but something that it's already going to have their scent or other ferrets in your home scent on, and put that in the crate. I would also add both water in the crate as well as food in the crate. The hope is that if they're nearby, they may smell the ferret smells on the bedding or the food, which will coax them inside. And hopefully they realize this is a safe place for them to sleep and will actually sleep there. I would also take used litter from their litter box. Yes, use. Again, you're trying to maintain the ferrety smell, and sprinkle that around the crate as well as just around the home. Again, you're hoping that if your ferret runs by, they smell this and say, okay, yep, I recognize these smells. We're going to stick around here because this is home. I would try to lure them to the space and make sure you're checking both the crate and around your home often if you can. Step 4. I would call and notify everyone. So you can report a lost pet to your local police station, local veterinary clinics and veterinary hospitals, local animal shelters, and your local animal control. I would also post it online anywhere that may be relevant to you. So when we lost Dobby, we posted to our city's Facebook group that he was missing. The state that we were in also had like a lost animal page, and we posted there. As well as we just posted to our normal Facebook timelines and asked that if anyone could just share it, that it would be very helpful. Step 5. This is the step that actually got us our Dobby back. Flyers. It will probably be impossible for you to be searching outside 24/7. You may have a job, you might have to go to school, and quite frankly, you need to eat and sleep. So there's no way that you're going to be able to search for your pet non-stop. Because you can't be outside looking all the time, see if you can count on neighbors to help with the search. People are always coming and going from their homes, and they could be extra eyes that are looking out for your ferret. Things that you should have on your flyer. Of course, a really good picture of your ferret. I would not just do a headshot, but make sure you include their entire body. There's a lot of people that are going to have no idea what a ferret is or what they look like. You're going to want to make sure you put lost ferret in big bold letters. And it can be sometimes helpful to put a cash reward on there. We did include that on ours. You want to make sure you put a description of your ferret. So in ours, we included that he was a champagne-colored ferret, but we didn't just say that because not everyone's always going to know what champagne-colored is. So we also included in parentheses after champagne that it was like a beige, brownish, white color. It said that our champagne, beige, white, brownish colored male ferret, Dobby, escaped on what date he escaped from our address. Please call anytime, day or night, and then we included our phone number. We went door to door handing these flyers out to every single home in the neighborhood. At first, we were starting to get a lot of repeat questions of, is he friendly? And could he have rabies? So we actually reprinted those flyers, adding that he was friendly and up to date on his vaccinations, which both were true. Dobby was gone for 3 days before we got the phone call from someone down the street saying that they had found him. They said that they saw him walking on a different fence line and would have assumed he was just a wild animal if they hadn't had our flyers. The first night was below freezing and snowing, but he still made it. Now for the bonus tip. Have your ferrets microchipped. After this incident, we took all of our ferrets in to have them microchipped immediately. If they were to escape and picked up by animal control or someone else takes them to, say, a vet clinic or somewhere else, if they scan for them, they can definitely be pointed back to our direction. It's an extra piece of security that's definitely worth it. Hopefully you never lose your ferret, but if you do, follow these steps and hopefully it helps you in retrieving them. Thanks for watching.